Good morning and welcome back. Our next speaker is Bill Rich, and I've got to tell you a couple of my own personal stories about this particular product. He'll be telling you his story about this particular product. It's MSM, but I love the stuff. You get a crick in the neck, rub it in. It's one of the few things I have found that works on that. It's great for all kinds of sore muscles, etc. And also, I had a number of rashes, and I don't know why I had the rashes, but this helped me get rid of it, and this product also. Plus, I used to suffer from an ulcer, and I took this, and I don't know for certain that the two are connected, but it's gone. So anyway, there's some very interesting products, and I have found them to be very, very good products. So I just wanted to have Bill here to tell you his story and about MSM, and I'd like you to welcome up Bill Rich.
MSM is one of the best kept secrets I've ever run into for the last 60 years. We have a problem, and in simple terms, it seems that where the Constitution and with the talks you've heard, we believe that God is God and government isn't God. Bill Clinton thinks that government is God. It owns everything. They have a right to tell you what to do, when to do it, and what to eat, and what to wear. You've probably heard statements such as, God didn't know what he was doing, he made the earth too small, and if we don't kill 50% of our brothers and sisters by the year 2000, we're all going to die. Well, God said multiply and replenish the earth. He didn't say kill our brothers and sisters. Well, when the pioneers came out here, they were pretty healthy. Unless they got kicked by a horse or broke a leg or an arm, they really weren't very sick, and they didn't have drugstores. Well, as time went by, man got smarter and smarter, and some of us are vegetarians, some of us are meat and potato eaters, some people take supplements, some people don't. But actually, how many of your friends can get by a whole day now without something from a drugstore? There was something that had to be so common and so simple that the pioneers in their ignorance got it. Now that we're so darn smart, we're all sick. Well, what it was is a guy looked through a microscope one day and he saw a bacteria and says, that's the cause of all diseases. I declare war on it. And what he did is he taught you to wash, dry, steam, homogenize, pasteurize, and cauterize, and use lots of antibiotics. And he was not just happy to teach you about it. They put it on TV, they made it legislated, and in some cases, they'll even fine you if they catch you not doing this. Well, it seems that this nutritional sulfur, MSM, is so water soluble, anytime you do any of those things, the MSM is gone. MSM is the third largest ingredient in your body. You're made up of water, salt, and a nutritional sulfur called MSM that comes from the ocean in rainwater. So it's in a fresh blade of grass, and a dog goes out and chews on it and sucks on it to get it. If he goes deficient, he gets itchy skin, he digs till he bleeds, and he develops lick sores on his paws from licking and licking and licking. He doesn't graze because the older blades have lost it through evaporation. It's so water soluble, when they wash, dry, and steam, it's gone. Birds that are in locked cages that are fed dried seeds get itchy skin, they pull their feathers out. But if you've ever had an itchy skin and you dug at it and you scratched it, it felt good momentarily because it just changed the electrical impulses. But boy, when you quit scratching, it really begins to bother you. Well, poor little birds, when they get through pulling out all their feathers that hurt, they have nothing else to hurt to break up that itching, and then they really suffer. All that is MSM deficiency. You probably noticed that aloe vera juice and wheatgrass juice heals and makes you feel better. That's MSM. It's a good source of it if they're watered with rainwater. If they're watered with tap water, forget it. It has already evaporated from the open reservoirs. We don't inherit diseases, but we inherit habits and diets from our parents, because how they fed us and what they taught us and how to prepare food is the way we generally do it. Now, the way the vitamin pill people missed it. They were looking for chemical sulfurs, and there was so little sulfonyl, they never caught on the idea that it was important. But they found lots of sulfa that we put in a package, tear it open, stick it in an open wound in the army to burn and cauterize the tissue. There was lots of sulfites they put in your cornflakes to poison them, so you can leave them in the sink 6 months and nothing will eat them except people. Dumb things. Sulfates they put in your sausages to poison them. We're allergic to sulfas, sulfites, and sulfates. Now, sulfonyl is in the sulfur family, but it's nutritional. It's different from the other sulfurs as water is to gold. The way they found is it ran out of the paper pulp at the paper mill. Any of you ever been near a paper mill? You could smell it about 5 miles away, right? Well, that was a solvent called dimethyl that ran out of the paper pulp and it locked onto the nutritional sulfur. Now remember, the sulfur is the third largest ingredient in all living things. So it's in all your plants, it's in mother's milk, it's in meat, it's in everything. As long as you don't wash, dry, steam, homogenize, pasteurize, or cauterize. Then it's gone. Well, the solvent locked onto it and kept it from evaporating, and it made the town stink, so they used to scoop it out of the water and spray it on dirt roads to compact down the dirt to try and get rid of the stinky stuff. But deer would not lick holes in their roads. So they gave up doing that, and they gave it to Dr. Jacobs at the Oregon Health Sciences University and says, "What is this?" And he says, "That's DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide." Have any of you heard of that? You put a drop in your big toe, you feel great, you smell like you're dead, but nobody's sure how dead. So socially, it wasn't too acceptable. And the doctors were scared of it. The thing is, injections is a big money maker, and you have to be licensed, tested, and checked out, or you're not supposed to be able to break people's skin with a needle. But if you've noticed, if they hit you very many times in the same spot, you wind up with a lot of scar tissue, and it's pretty hard to get a needle through, and so you don't have to have that. You can put anything in DMSO, put it on your skin, and immediately it's in the bloodstream, right to the skin. So you don't have to have shots. So they tried to scare people away from it, using it, by saying that if you have insecticide on your skin, you put it on, it'll drive it in. It's true. But the smell was so bad that people didn't use it for recreational purposes. But you could put cocaine, heroin, or anything in it, put it on your skin, and there is no track marks, there's no scar tissue. But the thing that kept people from using it was strictly the odor. Well, Dr. Jacobs finally found if he oxidized it, he could get the sulfur to separate, crystallize, become pure and stable by oxidizing it. Now, for those of you who know a little bit about chemistry, if you want to just write this down or mentally think about it, if you put CH3, then an S for the sulfur, then CH3, now over the S put an O. That's DMSO. Now if you put an O underneath the S, that's methyl sulfonyl methane. So from the ocean they call it sulfonyl. When the dimethyl is locked with it, it's dimethyl sulfoxide, and with the extra oxygen molecule it becomes methyl sulfonyl methane. It is a natural nutritional sulfur. When it originally came out, it came out as a multi-level called Dunsmuir Corporation. The high binders waited till there was a lot of money in the till, hit the till, broke it, and then opened up another multi-level like they do over and over again. Normally in a multi-level they have a gimmick, and they have